Cloud Grace here, and today I'll be walking y'all through some of my favorite art supplies. I'll be showing you on this piece of paper what they look like, and I can tell you where you can probably buy them. By the way, this whole video will be improv, so it might not be the best script. Sorry. Yeah. So sorry if I sound a little sick. It's because I slightly am with a cold, but I'll be okay, don't worry. So let's get on to the video. So the first art supply I enjoy using and I really recommend for people is the Wooho Markers. I do understand that they're pretty expensive, but you can get some pretty good knockoffs off of like Amazon for pretty good price because they work really well and they're just really nice. I like them because they come with two sides of tips. So they have this brush tip and then they have the bulker tip. So I really recommend them, and if your ink runs out, you can even start replacing the ink and getting it, like they'll send you some new ink. So I really enjoy these. They're really nice. I use them for a lot of my artwork. So, and you can get them off of Amazon. I'm not sure for how much money, but you can get them off of Amazon, or you can go to like a Marshall's and get some. They're really nice. I recommend them. Top notch. But if you want a kind of like cheaper alternative of the Wooho markers, I have found these Creative Expert markers that I think are really good, and they have the same thing going on with them, where they're broad and they have the felt tip. Oh, sorry, wrong side. But they're pretty cool. I like them, and they have like. They're a little smaller than Wooho markers, but you'll still need they'll still bleed a bit, so you'll still need to use this or something like it, like a piece of plastic to put behind the page that you're coloring on. But they work really well. I recommend them. They're pretty cool. So they're the cheaper alternative. I think you can buy them at TJ Maxx or a place like that, maybe even Target. But I really like them. They're good, and there's one issue with them though. If you've had them for a while, they will turn the tint of the page a little bit yellowish. So that's the only issue with those, but other than that, they're pretty good. Alright, I took these out of their original container, but these are the Crayola skin colored markers. These work really well. They have pinks, tans, you know, even some darker skin colors. It's really good, and they make my life that much easier because I don't have to use like a really bad color for skin, like a weird pinkish salmon color. So it really makes my life that much easier, you know, and they work really well. There is one issue with them, is that they kind of look a little streaky, and this I have an example of. They can kind of look a little streaky, but I don't, it's hard to notice a little bit. I'm going to say that. It's hard to notice, and I recommend them. You can get them from Walmart, Target, really anywhere, and they come in a pack of, like, you can get 3 packs of, like, a bunch of wide varieties of skin tones and stuff. I got all 3 packs, and then I put them in a different container. But, yeah, they're really good. I recommend them. I don't know how much they cost, but they're at Walmart for sure if you want to buy them. So, yeah. Okay, so the first paints that I really recommend are the Mondo Llama paints from Target. They work really nice, and here, I'll just put a little bit on my skin. And they're washable, so they come off really well off the skin. And they're a little bit watery, but, I mean, with a few layers of paint, that's really not an issue, at least for me. But you can also add like a different type of paint that's white to like kind of thicken it out a bit. I really enjoy these paints. They work really nice, and they're pretty cheap, and they come in these little small tubes, and they're pretty cheap. They're from Target, and I really recommend them. You know, and they'll come off my skin really quick. And okay, so it comes off really easily. You know, my hands are a little still wet, as you can tell by my watch. But yeah, it comes off really easily. I didn't even have to use any soap. But the next paints are a little less washable. These are the Mont Marte acrylic paints. So these ones I've had for a little bit longer, so they're kind of running out, but they are less like watery than the other ones because they're not as washable. They don't come off as well. So they do come off with soap and water, but if you get them on your like clothes, they'll probably take a little longer and a little more work to get them off your clothes than the other paints would. You can probably get these off of Amazon for a pretty good price. I recommend them a lot because they come in a big pack of a bunch of different colors, and this is just one half of like the colors, but they work really well, and you know, they're less watery and they have more coverage on them, and they're good for mixing, but so are these. These ones you might have an easier time finding, and they're a cheaper price, I'm pretty sure, but these ones I think are better by a slight bit because you can tell the difference between the patches that I painted. You see that one's a little more lighter, watery. You can see like the undercolor a bit more than you can with these. You can see the lines still, sure, but you can have a bit more coverage and you can see less lines and stuff. I don't know, that might have something to do with the paintbrush I used though. But I recommend both of these, but if you need to get one or the other, I recommend try to find these, but these are good for a good price. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to y'all about is like paintbrushes. Because I want to let y'all know that most of my paintbrushes I use are not like crazy expensive at all. I use a bunch of like Crayola paintbrushes that work really well, and they've been working really well for years. They have a bit more stiffer bristles, you know, but I like them. And also the bristles are colored, so that makes my life a little bit easier. I think I got these from like the dollar store, I'm gonna be honest, and I've been using them for years. So the dollar store paintbrush packs aren't bad at all. I really recommend them, you know, with the stiffer bristles, because that's just my personal preference. But if you want something like with more loose and softer bristles, I would recommend Artist Loft brushes because they're really soft bristles and they work really well. I put away all my paint, so I can't really show y'all how they work, but they work really nice. Yeah, I really recommend like cheaper brushes because they're a little bit more tougher bristles, and I like those for painting, but that's my personal preference. Whatever works for you, and that's good. Okay, so these are the next art supply I recommend. They're the Micron markers. They're not really markers, but they're outlining markers. I really like them. They work really well, and they have a bunch of different sizes, so I think I got most of mine from Michael's or Target, and I don't know what the pricing is for them, but they work really good. I like them for all my outlining because I like all the different sizes they have. You know, they go to like thick 1 to like small 0.5, which is really thin. And I also have another little thing that I use to demonstrate how their sizing kind of changes, but I really recommend them. So the next thing I'm about to recommend is kind of for like more calligraphy than art, but you can use them for both. So it's the glass pen, and you can get these for like a pack of 6 off of Amazon for like around $8, and some ink. I use the lines in, I don't know how to pronounce their names, but I use this ink from Amazon that costs around $4, I'm pretty sure, but that might have changed or I might be wrong. But I got both of these off of Amazon, and I'll demonstrate how well they work. So I will tell you now, if you're going to use glass pens, you have to clean them with like Windex, or you know, you have to clean them and be careful with how you clean them because they're glass and you don't want them to get stained. But here, all right. They work really smoothly, and I like them, but the issue is they're glass, so they could get broken pretty easily. But, you know, I like them. They're also pretty good for if you use, like, if you want to, you can use them for really fancy line art and stuff, and they work really well. I really recommend them. And yeah, they're all on Amazon. pretty good price, and here are all the ones I got off of Amazon. So they come in like a bunch of different colors, and you know, they all have a bunch of different tips on them. You know, it's pretty nice. I like them, and I really recommend them. But hey, that's just a theory. Art theory, I guess. Alrighty, so the next art supply I really recommend is these watercolor brush pens. I don't know how to pronounce their stuff, but they come in like I got the pack of 54 that comes with a watercolor tutorial pad, and it also gives you a few other things, but they give you a bunch of watercolor brush pens that also have like water blenders. So I'll show you. So I really enjoy using these because they're really easy, they're nice to work with, and they just like, they work really nice. You know, you can't even see like the lines on the paper. The issue I will put with them is the blending process, but I think that's probably because I just don't know how to blend well. But they work really well, you know, minus blending, but that's probably because I don't know how to blend right. But they have a variety of vibrant colors that I really like, and they're off of Amazon, so you can check them out. But they have a bunch of different colors. I just really recommend these, you know. So check them out, and, you know, they work really nicely. You know, 10 out of 10 for me. Okay, and I do have one more thing I would like to recommend if you're kind of more on the crafty side for art and stuff. So these I bought off of Amazon. They're little pens that have a little slicer on the top. They're very safe, you know, so they won't hurt you, but they cut really nicely, and they have a nice, like, they're really easy to work with. The only issue is if you're using thicker paper, you're gonna have to put a lot more force on them. But I got this pack of 2 off of Amazon for I think $4 or $3. Really nice, really recommend them. You know, I use them for like crafting and like cutting paper and stuff. So yeah, they're really nice. I recommend them, but be careful still, because now it's time for the grand reveal like I promised. This is my art desk where I do art. So that's where I hold all my art supplies. That's where I get the date usually. And these are just random doodles I have. Sorry, you can see my hands. But yeah, that's where I hold some random things. This helps me with posing references. These holds erasers and my little thanks for watching my art desk, and that's the date I'm filming this, sorry. But yeah, this is my art desk. I have a little trash can under there, bully chair, a bed under it. Yeah, well, thanks for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and let me know if you like these videos, because I'm going to try and post a long form video every month. So yeah, have a great day, and I'm signing off.